Hello there guys, back with another quick little Skype video for you along with my mate Gareth Archer just there.
Hi there guys.
And he's got a cuppa as well.
I have.
My
Cheers.
question, actually had to take a little while to think about, but Gareth's quite technically minded.
I am.
So, what actually got you into being so into technology?
Oh, that's a very good question. Very good. Very good question. I'm not sure where to start. Where it all. I don't think there was any one time where I suddenly thought, you know, I'm into tech. I've always been, as you just said, technically minded, and I've always appreciated engineering and how things work. And I'm also a big fan of how things have progressed. So the reason why I like to buy retro equipment is because I'm interested where things were and where they are now.
Yeah.
I'm also a big fan of where gaming has come from to where it is now, and the fact that at the moment we're going sort of full circle. At the moment there's so many indie titles coming out that are very similar to what was out way back then. I also thoroughly believe that, or firmly believe rather, that old technology isn't outdated. You can still use, you know, camcorders like this nowadays. It's just the way you go about putting it on the computer and editing it. I'm just a big fan of tech in general, both new and old tech. And I don't think it's ever redundant, if you know what I mean. It's always, you can always find ways of using it.
Did anybody get you into doing it?
My dad. My dad was a big influence on.
So he's very technology minded as well.
Sorry? Oh, very.
Yeah.
He's very computer minded, and as a result, we've had a computer my whole life.
Anybody in your house? Anybody else in
Not
your
really.
family tech minded?
I mean, as a result, it's kind of funny. As a result, I've gotten friends into tech, as it were. There are friends that have admitted to me that if it wasn't for me, they would have never got into tech themselves. So, not really. I suppose, in a way, YouTube has sort of helped that, in a way, in that I can, you know, type anything into YouTube, and within 5 minutes I can find a video on nearly anything that I'm interested in, and it does help, you know. And the other thing I like about tech is you never know everything. There's always something to learn about tech and how it works. And I'm a big fan of, you know, as I said earlier, how it all works and how things are achieved in tech.
As a part of the tech, are you the kind of person that would like to have have your own parts to make your own computer? Like,
sorry, I made my own computer.
Like have your own shell and add your stuff, like chips and stuff into it.
My computer is built. I built my computer.
Yeah.
My computer to my right is a custom built computer. I bought the motherboard, I bought the CPU, I bought the graphics card and put it all in there, wired it up, and away we go. You know, people do it. And if you're technically minded, it's cheaper and far better to build your own computer. I mean, you know, some of your YouTubers will know that. So yeah, some of your subscribers rather will know that.
Okie dokie. And how many computers do you currently own altogether? Not just yours, but others around the house. That could include desktops, laptops, anything else.
I'll stop at 10.
Ah! 10! Sorry I scared you there, guys, but that's shocking.
It's at least 10.
Are they all in use?
And it's both new and old computers I'm including in that.
Yeah.
No, they're not. They're not all in use. I mean, I've got 4 laptops down by my left that are in various states of repair or not repair, as the case might be.
Any more questions? How old are you at the moment?
At the moment, 24.
24. And if you don't know already, guys, I'm actually 29. Gareth was born in 88 and I was born in 1984, which makes us 4 years difference, is it?
About that.
Yeah. So when you're 25, I'll be 30. Don't make me feel old already. Go on. Any questions for me now, please?
Oh, what got you into DVD collecting, and what is it about collecting DVDs that keeps your interest going?
My interest going. First happened when I first started typing instantly into YouTube DVD collections.
Yeah.
And I think the first 2 people I saw was obviously the great Zeren Isaac.
Yep.
You know, I first saw his video on the Ghostbusters collection, which after seeing his video, I knew that at some time I would have to get that myself because I'm a great fan of that show as well as a kid.
Yeah.
And so I thought that, you know, I didn't get it straight away when he showed off his videos.
Yeah.
But, you know, during the time after that, I managed to get myself it. And unfortunately for you, Gareth, which I know, you've got the plastic cased versions.
It's not necessarily unfortunate.
No.
It's just how they are now. I mean, there's actually a very well put together article on Spook Central that I'm sure many of your subscribers know is a
I'll
big...
have to check out that site, to be honest, myself.
It's a big resource for a lot of things to do with the real Ghostbusters and Ghostbusters in general. And there's a very good article on there about the differences between the steelbook version and the plastic case version. And that person said, although the steelbooks are very nice, the plastic cases are actually the better set.
Yeah.
The art on it is high fidelity, high quality. It's more durable in a way because a lot of people have problems in which when they picked up the steelbook set they dropped it. Such as Zeren Isaac has dropped his set.
Oh, I've got the steel books, as you know, and the guys on here, and I have been actually really careful with my steel book sets, so they're still in really good condition as when I first actually received them in the mail.
Well, apparently Zeren Isaac picked up his set by the top, picked it up, got it to about here, and it dropped out, and it crushed part of the bottom of this set, unfortunately. And this is one of the reasons that caused Time Life to change the set.
Yeah.
Plus, it was for mass production. Steelbooks aren't cheap, well, they weren't cheap back then. They're not actually that cheap to make steelbooks, they're actually quite expensive to make. So
I have another question for you. You may have told me this before, but this is for the camera, okay?
By all means.
How long have you been a Buffy fan?
Wow. Good question. I'm trying to think. So Buffy was out in 97, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Season 5 would have been 2001. So probably 12 years. The reason why I say season 5 is because James knows that one of the first episodes I watched properly of Buffy was season 5, episode 1. Season 5 was actually on Sky 1. It was being broadcast, brand new.
Yeah.
Every Sunday was an episode of Angel. Every Monday was an episode of Buffy. And I used to watch both Angel and Buffy pretty much religiously. And I watched all of season 5 of Buffy. In fact, it's one of my most well-remembered series of Buffy, you know, with Glory and with Dawn and how everything came about. I then tried to watch series 6, yeah. I think I watched about 5 episodes of series 6 before something happened on Sky 1 back then. I'm not sure what, but...
And how about the spin-off show of Angel?
Angel I much prefer. I've seen up to halfway through season 5 of Angel, and I much prefer Angel to Buffy.
It's just too much, isn't it? I actually prefer Angel as well, but probably because just of the episodes, and I also enjoyed the because it's darker, as Gareth said, but that's actually also what I think of it as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just really enjoyed the show in general as well, but more so than Buffy. But they're both, really good shows.
They are.
Get back onto you. Okay then, about a movie now, I think. Do you have any childhood memories of any movies from your childhood?
The biggest childhood memory I have of any movie is Beetlejuice.
Yeah. Well, that was made in 1988, wasn't it, when you were born?
It was. Yeah. Basically what happened is I was sifting through a load of tapes my parents had recorded off the telly. There was stuff in there such as RoboCop, Time Cop. Beetlejuice was in there. Now, a lot of these films were not for child viewing, shall we say. And basically I kept asking my parents, can I watch this, can I watch that? And the answer was always no, because of course these films were 18. So RoboCop was an 18, Time Cop was an 18. I think there was another one in there that was an 18. Anyway, I got to Beetlejuice. Now, Beetlejuice, as I'm sure any of you know, is a 15, but because my parents kept saying no, they said yes on Beetlejuice. And funny enough, it became very much a childhood favourite. I watched that film weekly. I've seen that film a lot of times, shall we say.
Let's see, how old were you when you first saw it?
That's a good question. I wasn't very old at all. I actually can't remember, but I wasn't very old.
I have to say the same thing about the first Ghostbusters movie. I wasn't very old when I saw that, and I still really enjoyed it.
The funny thing was, I was a massive fan of the second one, and didn't know the first one existed.
Oh, the second Ghostbusters?
Yeah, I didn't even know the first one existed. I was a big fan of the first one. I used to watch it on telly and on tape all the time. In fact, I think we had it on tape. And I didn't know the first one existed. And the very first memory I had of the first one was watching on telly. And you know the part in the library with the white lady?
Yeah.
Where she morphs into that scarier creature. Mm-hmm. I turned off the telly at that point.
That scared you at that point?
I was so young, I got scared of that scene.
Yeah.
I never saw the film from that point on because I was too scared to watch it. And then one day, I was around a friend's house. He got out Ghostbusters and said, "Shall we watch it?" I was a bit nervous to watch it because, of course, I was scared of it. But we watched it together, and we watched it, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. And from then on, I've been a massive fan of Ghostbusters, obviously.
Yeah. Do you like any other Dan Aykroyd films, let's say?
Dan Aykroyd? No, I don't think I've seen many other Dan Aykroyd films apart from Ghostbusters, really.
Okay. And you're a fan of Goosebumps?
I am. Again, I used to watch Goosebumps religiously when I was younger. On both the CBBC channel and then Fox Kids.
Yeah. I did hear you say in one of our private chats away from YouTube that you said that Goosebumps was cut in the UK.
Yes, basically Goosebumps was one of the first children's shows in the UK when it came over from America. It was actually rated by the BBC, the BBC, as a 12.
Yeah.
However, on CBBC it was designed to fill the 6 o'clock slot. So it had certain elements had to be cut for that time of television. However, when it went over to Fox Kids, it was then shown at 8 o'clock, and because Fox Kids is a cable television, it can get away with playing around with the watershed a bit more. As I'm sure people know, the watershed here in the UK is 9 o'clock. However, if it's on a cable channel, they can show it earlier, such as why Buffy was allowed to be shown at 6 o'clock in the afternoon in Sky 1 uncut.
Yeah.
So on Fox Kids, basically Goosebumps was uncut on Fox Kids. But on CBBC, yes, it was cut.
Ooh, this is getting on for 15 minutes now. my video camera.
Alright.
Okay, do I have any more? Say one more question for me?
Ooh. What got you horror? Because I know it's your favourite genre.
When I first saw my first ever horror movie, and that would have been The Satanic Rites of Dracula.
Alright.
You know, with Christopher Lee.
Yeah, what is it about horror that you like so much? Is it the suspense? Is it the gore? Is it, you know?
That's a hard one.
Sorry?
That's a hard question to answer.
Yeah.
Just the fact that something can scare you.
Fair enough.
And I'm intrigued that when you watch it, you like to, when it starts, I like to watch it until the end to see what else happens.
Obviously.
So, yeah, but I just find them enjoyable.
Do you get, for lack of a better term, do you get pumped? Do you get, you know, the adrenaline going? Do you like that feeling when the adrenaline gets going when you're watching a scary film, as it were?
Yeah.
You like that feeling, fair enough.
Do you, however? You're getting a close-up here, so be honest.
Yeah. Yes, no, I suppose would be the answer to that one. Again, it's a hard question to answer. As I've said to you before now, one of our private chats, I've got quite the overactive imagination.
Yeah.
So when various things are going on in these films, I have seen a couple of horror films. I'm not a massive fan of it, but I always overthink what's going to happen. And funny enough, often what I think is going to happen is worse than what actually happens. And because of that, I don't watch many horror films.
Okie dokie. Do you have any closing thoughts? Because I'll have to stop the video in a minute.
Any closing thoughts? Put me in the spot now. I guess all I can say is thank you for watching, guys. It's been a privilege to be invited to this video by James for us to bounce some questions back and forth, for you to get to know either me or James better. If there may be some.
And that's also because the last one we did was a bit shorter. We didn't.
It
really
was.
ask
There may be some details in there you didn't know about either of us that you now know.
I think it was just more of a test video, the last one though. So 17 minutes is a pretty good, decent, long enough one, isn't it?
It sure is.
So I'll just turn around and do my last bit. Okay, so hope you enjoyed that one, guys. I'll have this. This could be it actually now from the both of us. So until next time, please take care and see you again soon. Bye, guys.